angel dressed in velvet. I tried to speak, but couldn't make a sound. The sun reflecting in her eyes as I was standing hypnotized. Her laughter when she turned around knocked me over to the ground. Medic went down, my heart's got a serious injury. It's ripped to pieces in my chest. Oh, medic, what can you do? This is some serious witchery. She's my only antidote. I've searched everywhere to find her. Searched everywhere. Is she a dream or in reality? I'm not the man I once was. I'm drifting like a ship that's lost at sea. When I close my eyes, she's all I see. I can't find no remedy. My heart's a villain in my chest. She made a cardiac arrest. Oh, medic, man down. My heart's got a serious injury. It's ripped to pieces in my chest. Oh, medic, what can you do? This is some serious witchery. She's my only antidote. When I close my eyes, she's all I see. I can't find no remedy. My heart's a villain in my chest. She made a cardiac arrest. Oh, medic, man down. My heart's got a serious injury. It's ripped to pieces in my chest. Medic, what can you do? This is some serious witchery. She's my only antidote. Medic, man down. My heart's got a serious injury. It's ripped to pieces in my chest. Medic, what can you do? This is some serious witchery. She's my only antidote.
And hello, ladies and gentlemen, VREF Simmer here. Glad to have you on board this United Virtual Airlines Lion flight. We'll be streaming live this evening from Lihue on the Hawaiian island of Kauai. We'll be flying across the channel to Honolulu, a short flight this evening, and we'll be flying a Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 in the Fly-by-Wire simulations mod for the A320. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop inside the aircraft and let's get it fired up. You'll notice they do have a new EFB little tablet here in the cockpit. It has a few functionality items here, but I'm not sure that a lot of it is really working quite yet, but very promising for the future. So let's we'll run through the full checklist and see what's working and what isn't. So first thing, we'll turn on our battery master and
Airport information, Quebec 04000. Wind calm.
Alright, so looks like we got everything fired up there pretty quickly. And we'll go ahead and get the ADIRs rolling here. And we'll come down here. Make sure we got it in knit. There we go. We'll get it started with its confirming. Our flight number is actually going to be 7782 today, so they have an old number that's in there at this moment. So 7782, put that in. And we are flying on VATSIM today, so that'll we'll see if anybody's online. I'm hoping there will be some people online. Looks like there are a lot of lights that were left on, so turn all of that off. We got our seatbelts on. All the anti-ice was left on. I am flying in a the beta version of this add-on, so that could cause a few issues, but we'll see. Alright, so throttle is all the way back at idle, thrust levers are at idle, engine master switches are off, engine mode selectors on normal, seat brakes retracted, flaps are up, park and brake is set, and pressure looks normal, so that is good. Let's we're gonna go ahead and we'll load in the flight plan with our clearance. Right now there's not a controller online in this part of Hawaii, so we'll just be flying as filed. So there's our common traffic advisory frequency on VATSIM, and we'll be squawking 1200, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in. And our cruise altitude, stand by one sec, I gotta pull all this up on my phone on my SimBrief flight plan here. So our cruise altitude today is 15,000 feet. We'll go ahead and put that in. And cost index is going to be 30. So we'll put that here in the cost index area. Wind and temp. Looks like that's not really modeled or working here, so diff. So out of Lihue today, winds are calm right now, so we'll depart runway 17. And no SIDS. Insert that, and then we're going all the way to Honolulu VOR. If it'll let me put that in here. Yep, Honolulu VOR. Not sure that it even put it in. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Actually, I need to delete that. Let's put in, I need to put in Lihue VOR first. And we're taking Victor 15 all the way to Honolulu. So, we'll do that. So here comes Lihue VOR. Wait for it to load. And I'll click this, and we're taking an airway. So it's Victor 15 to Honolulu, and I can insert that, and let's check these legs really quickly. So off of 17, then we have Lihue, Aloi, Book, Shigi, and Honolulu. So that all matches. So excellent. It's showing a distance of 92, and we're showing 114 in the flight plan, so that's good. And I think we're going to be landing runway 8 left. We'll at least be planning on that, so we'll go ahead and punch that in here just so we can have that ready to go if that's what we want to do. And transition wise, looks like we can use, I don't think we're going to be able to use anything that we were on. Bookie or Shigi, they're not on the approach from I can see, so I'm just going to leave it without a transition for now. So we'll just insert that, and let's see if we have those legs in there. $15 Bookie. Okay, so from book it goes to Selic, and I do see that now actually on the approach plate. Procedure not authorized for arrivals at book on Victor 14 northwestbound. We're not going northwestbound, we're going south. So that'll work. So perfect. We'll check. Nav side's alright. Let's see if the winds are able to. Yeah, they still don't do that. We need to do the init B page, so we hit that right left arrow. Fuel wise, and it looks like this fly-by-wire mod, it still has kilograms. So our planned gate was 8,008 pounds. So let me get that over to kilos. Just have to hold up 1 second here. So that's 3640 kilograms. We should be able to put it in right here. Fuel. Oh, well, it looks like we can do it right there. That's close enough. And then our let's see what our weights were. So our payload total weight for takeoff weight is supposed to be 137.66. So I think payload's supposed to be a little higher here. 137.66. So that, let's go one more down to 42%. Actually, I do 43. So that's about as close as we're gonna get with our loading here in standard flight simulator the way it is right now. So that'll work. Just verify one thing here. So 3640 was our planned, and I have to get the minimum fuel for takeoff because we have to check that before we take the runway. So mid takeoff was 75.68 kilograms. Or that's pounds actually. 75.68 pounds, which equates to 3,432 kilograms. So, alright, that's all looking good. So, if you've been watching some of my other streams, I've been flying the Tolis A319 the last few legs here in United Virtual Airlines. My little time I'm spending in Hawaii. Definitely a little easier to do some of this stuff on that aircraft. They just have really good performance integration. But yeah, so it's showing our zero fuel weight there, and block fuel, I guess we have to enter it. It'll be 3.7. Alright, that'll work. And then we do progress, and performance. And it auto calculates your speeds for you in here. So 126, 127, 131, flaps are going to be 1, and we're not going to flex, we're going to be full rated. And I don't think they do the secondary flight plan yet. Yep, that's correct. Alright, so let's go through the captain flow really quickly. We'll start at the top, all the way at the top, and move down. Usually you do the CVR test. It's not modeled. Make sure our lights are all on, which they are. No smoking is not on yet. Okay, that'll work. Cabin pressurization's on auto. Let's check that. Still a lot that's not modeled here. So see, it's showing negative 2,000, which is not going to work, because it's pretty much at sea level at Honolulu. So I'm just going to go ahead and set that. 318 will work. That's about as close as I think it's going to let us get. Wing and engine anti-ice are all off. All the bleeds off. I'm going to go ahead and start getting the APU fired up. So we'll need that here pretty soon. Get all our fuel pumps on. Auto cross flows off. Get the APU bleeds on here in a second. We'll check all of our... Whoops, we do not want to push that in. Check all of the engine and APU fire extinguishers. Come over here. Check all of our cargo. Smoke detectors. And turn on constraints. Flight directors on both sides. And the oxygen, make sure that's on, which yes it is. Didn't check the hydraulic quantity yet, which they don't model that in here. And we have over 17 quarts of oil, which is good. And our oxygen system pressure is adequate at 1700 psi, so good. Radios are set up. I think one thing I am going to try to do here is pull up the ATIS. I think it'll let us. I pulled it up earlier, but 2999 was the altimeter. So I'll set that in. It's showing on that side, 2999. And winds are calm, 10 miles visibility, scatter 6500, temperature 22, dew point 13. So kind of segue right into our briefing for departure. Honolulu, weather's wonderful. VMC this evening. Winds are 180 at 6, 10 miles, few 3000, few 7000, 25 degrees Celsius for the temp, 13 C for the dew point, 2996. Plan runway 8 left there. Forecast is calling for winds 330 at 4 later on, plus 6 miles, few of 4500, VMC all night long. So no alternates required going into Honolulu per our op specs. Our fuel is and weights are all good. We just checked that. Dispatch release is good. No TAMs affecting us this evening out of Lihue and into Honolulu. There's nothing that should affect us according to our release. Taxi out route. So let me I do not have a way to show charts to you all in here, so I do apologize for that. But basically going to runway pull up my chart here. Going to runway 35. We're going to be taxiing right out here. That is, I believe, Kilo. And then a left turn Juliet, right turn Delta to cross runway 3 and 21. And then a left turn on Bravo, right turn Echo. So it'll make sense when we get out there. Basically, we're going out there where I'm circling. Sorry I can't show you all that on the feed right now. Runway in use, like I said, 17. Rejected takeoff below 80 knots. Will abort for a variety of factors. Above 80 knots only if we have an engine fire or a structural problem with the aircraft that would prevent us from flying. We plan flaps 1 takeoff. Speeds are set at 126, 127, 131. So that all looks good. Transition altitude is actually 18,000 feet here. Not sure why it has, whoops. 18,000 feet, not 1,800. And so that's all set now. It'll be full rated thrust for the takeoff. And for our clearance, squawking 1,200 up to, we'll actually be going all the way up to 15,000. So I'll get that set in here. And it's as filed, which has us flying off runway 17 at Lihue. And we'll check it here on the FD. So Lihue and Victor 15, which takes us to Aloe, and then Book and Shiggy. Looks like there's something weird in the. Alright, let's take another look at this. So off Lihue, we should go to Aloe, and then Book. Geez, I'm not sure why it has Book in there again. Pull up the approach plate really quickly, double check this. That's kind of weird. Yeah, because Book would take us to Selleck, so Lihue, Aloe, Book. So I need to delete everything after Book, basically. Down to there. I'm gonna just delete that. So Shiggy can come out. Aloe, Book. Say it, that should work. So Lihue, Aloe, Book, Selleck, and that's on the approach. Now then we have Jebbit, Cozies, Fig Tree, only 8 left. Total distance of 89, and release is showing 114. That all matches. That's why you gotta check this flight plan in the FMS on the screen here, because you'll find some anomalies like that, especially right now on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. They're still working out some things. It's gonna be a great sim for transport aviation here pretty soon once they get more fixes and the patches and other things, but still working on a few things at the moment. And I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna do the battery charger check in here. I think they're maybe having some issues with that, so we'll just stick to the basics. Nothing else really to talk about in the departure briefing. Let's go ahead and do the before start check. I'll get the beacon on. And here we go. Departure briefing complete. FMC's radios. Program set, verified. ADIRs, nav aligned. Hydraulic system set. Fuel panel, 6 pumps on. Auto cross flow. Auto cross feed closed. Fuel quantity is 3,720 kilograms. Cross check. Cabin signs on. Hydraulic quantity normal. Oil quantity normal. Oxygen check complete. Auto brakes RTO. Right there. Altimeter's 299er. Cross check. Set. Parking brake set. Pressure normal. Perfect. Gross weight is 59.4 kilograms. Checked. Airspeed bugs. V1. 126 VR, 127 V2, 131. Set engine master switches off. Trim 0, 0, and then up 0.1. Oh, it'll actually let me take it now. Set now on this one, so perfect. 0, 0, 0.1 set. Looks like the rudder trim is off a little bit. Let me. Huh. Well, at least we know it works. It's showing 0 there. Doors closed. See the slides are armed now. Nav beacon lights on. Cabin preparation complete. AE cars initialized. After before start check is complete. So we'll be out at we'll call and get our pushback. I'm going to announce on Common Traffic Advisory what we're doing. Lihue traffic, United 7782, pushing back gate 5. We'll be planning a departure on runway 17 from Lihue. Any traffic in the area, please advise. Lihue International. Alright, let's begin our pushback now. Turn the anti-skid off. And call them out here. Alright, brakes released. Alright, let's fire them up. Starting 1, then 2. Alright, brake set. Clear disconnect, clear off headset. Thanks for the great push. That's a pretty quick push there. Alright, let's start number 2. We'll go ahead and get our transponder on. Alright, good start on 2 also. Excellent. Back to normal there. Flaps set to 1. Arm the speed brakes. Turn off the APU. Turn off our dome light here. And looks like I need to get the lights on a little bit. There we go. Also down here. Slightly important. Alright. Clear right, clear left. Let's begin our taxi. Our brakes checked good. Lihue traffic, United 7782, taxiing to runway 17 via Kilo, Alpha, Delta, Echo, and Bravo. Traffic in the area, please advise Lihue. Alright, got the taxi light on. There we go. Actually, that's showing Juliet there, so I guess Kilo's down there. So we'll take a left turn here onto Alpha. Now we're taking the next right turn onto Delta. Lihue International Traffic, United 7782, crossing runway 21 on Delta, Lihue. Alright. Some lights on here. Looks clear left, clear right, clear to cross. So that's looking good. The other side now, go ahead and turn off the lights. And for our takeoff briefing, we're climbing, we're going to be full rated thrust, rolling. Bleeds will be on the engines. Going up to 15,000 initially, 200 knot airspace, till 2500 AGL. Then we'll climb up to 15,000 and on course, which is Lihue Victor 15 toward Aloe. Standard abort criteria as briefed earlier. And if we lose an engine, we'll climb to 3,000 and we'll turn left. 090, work out the problem over the ocean, come back. If there are any questions, let's go ahead and do before start check. Departure briefing complete. I'm sorry, not before start. Let's do the before takeoff check. Flaps 1F planned indicating D10 control check. We need to do that really quickly. So full down. full aft, full right, full left, and neutral. Rudder check. It's good. FCU, manage speed, nav. Engine anti-ice off. Engine mode selectors normal. Trims weight speeds, check set. FMC's radio is programmed, set for departure. EgyptWiz radar is terrain left, and we'll make it weather right. We'll go ahead and turn on the weather radar actually. Which would be a good thing to do. Oh, the tilt does not work. Okay. I'm going to turn on the TCAS. Okay, alright. Thrust is toga. And doesn't give the rating yet. Usually it'd have our rating sitting there for us. Takeoff configuration is normal. ECAM status check complete. Let's stay put right here for a second. Let me set the park and brake. Cabin notification. Complete. Transponder TARA, takeoff memo, green, landing lights, and strobe lights. We'll turn those on before takeoff check complete. Alright, let's roll. Get all our lights on. Lihue International Traffic, United 7782, taking off runway 17. We'll be departing the pattern to the east. Any traffic in the area, please advise. Lihue International. Alright, here we go. So 17 was on the sign. We'll verify it on the pavement here. Looking for a heading of 169 when we line up. Alright, there's 169. Verified. Alright, I have controls. Here we go. Mantoga, SRS, runway auto throttle is armed. And thrust is set. 9 knots, check. View on, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. This at about 15 degrees, and we'll turn on course. And set climb thrust. Climb thrust set. Looks like it's having trouble getting the thrust set like it should. Let's turn the autopilot on. Wow, that's a cool looking shot. Come back at the island of Kauai. Alright, flaps up. After takeoff check. Looks like they're trying to add some cool features here in this Flight Factor A320. We'll turn the floodlights down a bit. Alright, there's 10,000. Let's give the flight attendants the bells. Actually, I hit the seatbelt sign there. It's hard to tell what you're hitting. This is a very quick flight. So top of descent is not calculated yet in this fly-by-wire mod, so we're going to have to kind of do it ourselves, I do believe. Alright, so we can, what's going to go on, we need to be at 3,500 feet at Jevitt, 5,000 feet at Sealick. So 15 to 5,000 is a 10,000 foot difference. You multiply that by 3, so 30 nautical miles out, plus let's add another 5, so 35 miles out from Sealick. We need to start our descent down. So there's Sealick right there. So about the time it's getting to that 40-mile ring, that's when it's time for us to start down. So we'll keep an eye on that. Alright, and out. We are leveling off already. Beautiful Hawaiian sunset behind us. See the lights of Honolulu up ahead. Alright, let's see if we can pull up the ATIS Honolulu 127.9. Over to Comp 2 here. See if we can bring it up.
Honolulu Airport information, Kilo 0.
There we go.
000. Windcom. Visibility 10. Sky condition. View clouds at 1,200 feet. View clouds at 4,200 feet. View clouds at 12,200 feet. Temperature 22. 2.10. Altimeter 29.9. Visual runway 22 left and visual runway 22 right in use. Landing and departing runway 22 left and runway 22 right. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back home short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Kilo. Honolulu Airport information, Lehman.
Alright. So winds are calm. We're gonna still stick to our plan of landing on runway 8 left this evening. Be starting our descent here in just a minute or so. So I think I can. Let's see if I can pull up charts to show you all with my Navigraph app. Certainly can. So here we go. So here's our approach that we're going to be shooting today. It's the ILS 8 left, Honolulu, Hawaii, Nui International, PHLI 2011-4. Frequency is 111.7. And we can start our descent down to 5,000 feet now, so I'll set that in. And 5,000 set. Here we go. .7 is the ILS frequency. You can see it's already in there. The final approach course 079, victory should be 2200, and DA is 213. Have VMC conditions, so that shouldn't be an issue. Do need to go ahead and put in our landing information here. 29.9er. Temperature is 22. Wind is we'll say 360 at 0. Well, it's not gonna let me do that. It'll let me do 000 at 0. Yep, that'll work. I don't know why it wants the transition altitude. And MDA, like we said, is 213. So I'll punch that in just to humor the system there. Okay, so approach speed is going to be 128. It's our V target. And we're looking at coming in off of Bookie and then or Book and Sealick. We go to 3,500 to Janet, 2,700 to Kozes, just showing, then 2,200 to Victory, and then 8 left. Mist is going to be climb to 500, then a right turn to 5,000 on the 171 Honolulu radial to Elena and hold. Continue climbing and hold to 5,000. So we'll have to just do that manually, it looks like. And there's 10,000 feet. I'll give the flight attendants the bells. Slowly slowing us down here. MSA is 4,400 to the east, 4,000 to the southwest, 5,300 to the northwest of Honolulu VOR. VGSI analysis, glide path not coincident. Use the PHNL DME on the loop course. Glide slope not used, use look 8 left procedure. We'll use the glide slope though. And Pappy on the left, miles are lighting. If we land on 8 left, we'll plan to exit at Yankee or Sierra, and we're going straight into Terminal 2 there in Hotel 5, so it could be a pretty short taxi. That's our plan. So let's do the descent and approach and descent check. Approach briefing complete. FMC radios program set for approach. ECAM status check complete. Chipway's radar is terrain left, radar right. Airspeed. Be full flap, speed target of 128. Set. MDH set. Auto brakes set low. Altimeter 29er is set, cross-checked, and landing lights are on. Approach descent check complete. It looks like we're drifting a little bit here. We're gonna need to go direct to Sealick, so we'll go ahead and put that in. There we go. Hopefully it'll get us back on track. I don't know why it drifted us so far to the left of course, but we do not want to be going over there. Hey, how's it going, Columbia Red Sox? Also known as my good friend. Good to see you on here. Just doing a test stream tonight. Seeing how it's going. Riding into Honolulu. Alright, 6,000 for 5,000. And out cap. There we go. Leveling off here. Looks like we're getting back into the clouds. Let's check the little view of the exterior. See, we're just going to be right in the tops of these clouds until we get to that lower altitude. Alright, I'm going to send our next altitude down. I'll pull up the chart again for you all. So we can go, so right now you can see we're heading towards Sealick. We get on to 5,000 feet like it says there. And then afterwards 3,500 to Jevitt. And then our bottom altitude is 2,200 feet to intercept at Figtree. So I'm going to go ahead and set that in. The autopilot should manage our descent to keep us above these altitudes, but we will double check. So 2,200 feet, we'll set that in the altitude selector window. And I'll push it in and should manage. Alright, good. It's keeping us at 5,000 like it's supposed to. Another thing to look at, our total air temperature right now is 18 above, is 18 Celsius, so we are warm enough. We don't have to turn on any anti-icing in this, in these clouds at the moment. So when we get to 10 degrees Celsius or below on the total air temperature, that's when we need to start getting our engine anti-ice and other things on. I'm going to arm our approach info mode. Looks like we already do have the glide slope coming in right there and our localizer. And we're showing 111.7 is the frequency it's tuned into. India Hotel November Lima. So if we look at the approach plate, you can see once again that's exactly what we should be identifying. So it's locked onto a good signal. Looks like the autopilot's having a little bit of trouble tracking here. I'm going to switch this over to arm approach mode here. And maybe they're still working on this flight model, as you can see. This is just a beta. The other thing, we need to go on an activate approach phase. We need to get this airplane slowed down. So now it'll start slowing us down to 129, 128. Alright, and glide slope capture. I'm gonna go gear down. Get some drag out there to help us slow down. You can see you do not want to be off course. Look at these mountains just to the left of our aircraft here. So like that autopilot was drifting way up that direction earlier, we'd be hitting the faces of those mountains right now, especially if you were in the clouds and you couldn't even see what you're headed towards. So that's the big problem you run into. I mean, even right now, it's way off on the localizer. We're just now starting to see it come back into view. So 2,500, we have the approach identified and course is set. We can go to flaps 1 now. So each of these 2 yellow tick marks, that's when you can lower to the next notch of flaps. So we'll go flaps 2. Let's go ahead and let the flight attendants know to be seated for the landing. Flaps 3. And full flaps. Before landing check, cabin notification complete, landing gear down, 3 green lights, spoilers armed, flaps full planned, full indicated, missed approach heading, and we'll set the altitude up at 5,000 feet. Missed approach altitude is set. Before landing check complete. And Honolulu International traffic, United 7782, 5 mile final runway 8 left. Any traffic in the area, please advise Honolulu International. Alright, 1000, missed approach altitude set, autopilot's coming off. And I'll hand fly it from here. Hey McGraves, yeah. No, I'm very thankful to have the PC I can play flight sim on, so absolutely. Alright. Looks like we're just a little left of course. I'm correcting slightly high here. I'm gonna have those 2 white and 2 red to the left of the runway there. That shows we're on a proper descent to the runway. See, I'm a little high again. Dot high.
300. Minimum.
Runway in sight, landing. 8 left.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
This thing floats a lot more than that Tolis A319. Come on, get on the runway.
Drive.
Yeah, they're still working out the flight model on this thing. Or roll it a little bit more than we probably have to. Some reverse thrust in, there's 90 knots, we'll go back to idle. Coming up on the manual break-in, we'll take the next left off the runway here. Alright. Alright, there's Sierra as briefed, so we'll take our left turn here and go straight into Terminal 2 here at Honolulu. I'll wait till I'm clear of the runway to make any announcements here. Alright, let's see if we're clear. Honolulu International traffic, United 7782, clear runway 8 left Sierra, taxiing to the terminal via Sierra, Terminal 2 via Sierra, Honolulu International. Let's get our lights set for taxi here. Don't want to blind everybody in the ramp area. If I can get these lights to turn off. There it goes. Looks like keep rolling forward a little bit. Get the APU started. Turn off our flight directors. Looks like the auto throttle doesn't automatically disarm on this plane. They'll get that worked out. Yeah, so these flows are always a pretty big deal in the real aircraft. You go through your flow, then you do your checklist. So after landing check, flaps up, spoilers retracted. Landing strobe lights off, transponder is out, and APU is operating. After landing check complete. Alright, we will park right here, Terminal 2. And I'll turn off the taxi light. If I can actually change to the takeoff light, there it goes. Sorry, some of these times these little click switches are a little tricky. So let's get out and see if I can't. Yeah, Flight Sim doesn't have the rampers modeled at this gate right now. There's another United aircraft taxiing in. Alright. Having to guide myself into the gate. There we go. Close enough for government work right there. Go ahead and put on the parking brake. And throttles are at idle. We'll shut down. Is the APU operating? It is. Okay, so we do have electrical power on the aircraft. We'll shut down engine 2 first, then we'll shut down engine 1. Now turn on some lights in here. And let's go through our flow really quickly. Turn off the ADIRS, cruise supply of oxygen. We don't need oxygen anymore. We have plenty here on the ground. Get those fuel pumps off. Already have the APU operating. We'll get some APU bleed air, so we have air conditioning on board. Beacon can now come off. Seatbelt signs. Everybody's free to get up and move out the cabin. And the emergency exit lights can come off now. Transponder, we'll turn that off. Turn off the altitude reporting, and let's go ahead and run our parking check. Parking brake is set. The pressure is normal there. APU ground power is on. The APU. Engine master switch is off. Fuel flow is showing 0 right there. There's the FF. The transponder standby emergency lights are off. Beacon is checked off. Fuel pumps off. Anti-ice off. ACARS into flight, and ADIRS is off. Parking check is complete. Well, thanks for riding along on this short little hop from Lihue on the island of Kauai down to Honolulu. It has been my pleasure having you aboard. I'm going to plan to have some more live streams in the near future, so stay tuned for that. But for now, VRF Simmer signing off. See you again in the air soon.